Welcome back to OffRoad Outlaws, guys, and in this video, we are going to be doing a full build of a Jeep XJ. Now, I think the Jeep XJ has been missing from OffRoad Outlaws for far too long, and in the latest update, they finally gave it to us. Now, like I said, we're going to be fully upgrading this thing, and that means full power, full weight reduction, basically everything that we are able to do to it, and I'm thinking of going the route of a balanced rock crawler. Nothing too gigantic, but also nothing super small. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and buy it, and we'll get into the build. Now, if you're wondering why I have, like, ridiculous amounts of money in OffRoad Outlaws, and like, I know a lot of people asked me about that in the last video, basically, that's because I sold just about everything that I had in the game. I mean, I have that brand new Ford F450, giant monster dually mud truck over here, but that and a couple of trailers is about all I have now. So I sold all of my old builds, and I'm using those to fund a lot of these new builds. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into the upgrades and really see what this thing can do once it's fully built out. So I'm going to try not to use too much gold for this, and I think with the grip, we're going to go ahead and bump all of this up all the way. And I'm not going to diesel swap it. I'm not going to diesel swap this one because I feel like diesel swapping this one, I mean, it would be cool, but I also kind of want to keep it sort of, XJ-ish, like sort of with that 4-liter gas engine. But then again, I mean, we've got so much power now that we're out of the realm of what a 4-liter gas would even, be like. I mean, especially with a fully built stage 4 turbo setup now. I mean, I know you could do a turbo 4.0, and they do kind of make power, but I honestly don't know too much about the sort of turbo 4.0 kind of, Jeep culture. So with that being said, I'm not sure how many people actually do turbo builds on these things, but I mean, it's OffRoad Outlaws. It's not fully realistic. So with that being said, let's go into the tuning aspect. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do not a monster setup. I'm going to do a Solid Axle Pro heavy duty. Now, going to be an interesting setup here, but I think it's going to like it. I genuinely think it'll be okay with it, and I think it's going to like it. So heavy duty, Solid Axle Pro, front and rear, and then we're going to go back, and we're going to obviously, do the wheel and tire setup, but we do need to tune the suspension first. So we're going to go up to stage 5 in the front and the rear, as we usually do. And I think that as far as the travel goes, I'm probably going to do... I mean, originally my idea was to do max travel, and I think that's still the route I'm going to go with, because if you're building a rock crawler, that's kind of where you want to start, at least in my opinion. But let's see if it's actually a little bit uneven right now, which is kind of odd. Although we'll see how that kind of plays out later on with the build. Now, axis width, I'm not going to go stupidly wide. I'm going to go probably to about a 0.8 and see, well... 0.1. I'm going to go to a 0.1 because I know it looks kind of awkward right now, but we're going to do wider wheels and tires, obviously, so we're going to need a little bit of extra clearance for that. So there's my 0.1 width, and I'm thinking that I want a little bit of rear steer, not too much, just a little bit, and just for the little bit of extra controllability on the rocks and a little bit of extra maneuverability in tight spaces. And then stiffness, I'm going to leave that alone for now. I don't want to mess with it too much. Shock size is going to go up to about a 2.0 in the rear and a 2.0 in the front as well. There it is. That's actually a little big, a little bigger than I wanted it to look, but I'm kind of okay with it. Like, I'm not mad about it. I think it looks pretty good. And then axle type, well, I'm going to let that be for now. Stiffness, travel, we're probably all good there. And then wheels and tires, let's see what looks right, because I'm probably gonna I'm gonna try and base this off of what looks proportional to me. And I think rim size we're gonna leave alone right now. Wheel radius, gonna make sure we're in the front, and then I'm gonna go up to about a 1.3. I think a 1.3 is about a good place to start, so I'm gonna make the rears a 1.3 as well. Go back to the front, and I'm going to go to, I think, 1.4 actually looks pretty good. It's not going to be over the top huge, and that's the biggest thing that I want to kind of, drive home here, is that this thing isn't going to be over the top huge. It's going to be a little bit more in the realm of realism-ish, like realistic-ish, so to speak. So wheel size, I'm going to leave like the actual like rim size alone, and I'm thinking that that'll be a good place for it to stay. So, dyno run, and we're just going to go ahead and throw a setup on it, and let's run it and see what happens. That's not bad. 705 horsepower and 529 foot-pounds of torque. I can take that. I'll take that. So let's go back out of there now, and let's see what we can do with a little bit of customization. Now, I'm not going to obviously go too crazy with the visual customization on this thing. I'm thinking, actually, I like white on XJs. I actually had a white XJ. For those of you that don't know, I had a white XJ that was kind of it was weird. It was kind of one of those, like, the body itself was in really rough shape, but what it had underneath it was fairly capable. I mean, it had a welded diff in the back, and it pretty much would go everywhere. It was sort of like what your off-road equivalent of like a drift missile would be. It climbed just about whatever, but it was really thrown together. But anyways, I think white XJs look really, really good, and I'm going to leave it there for the paint job. And wheels-wise, obviously I want to change the style, and I definitely want some bead locks. So I'm going to go with something that's really, really like almost, it's kind of like a tough off-road look. Kind of like a bead-locked steel wheel. And I'm not mad about it. I'm definitely not mad about it. The nice thing about white, like a white paint job, is that you can sort of do whatever color you want on the wheels. Like if you want something crazy, like a purplish blue or like a yellow. The yellow looks a little bit too Tonka truck for me, but you do a black wheel. You could even do like, you could do light blue. Actually, the light blue doesn't look terrible. The purple wheels, they look a little odd. The red wheels look a little odd. I don't hate the orange wheels, oddly enough. I really don't. And I'm kind of leaning back towards this sort of purplish blue just because I think it's different, and I don't think... I honestly think it kind of works. I think it actually really works. And it sort of makes the wheels a little bit more visible, especially when you have a little bit more of a muted color on the body. You can get away with a little bit more of a crazy look with the wheels. But... let's see. I'm not going to go, like, crazy dually with this thing. Now, these are a really good, like, balanced tire. They're not the best in the mud or the snow or the sand, but they're really good on rocks, and they can still get you through some decent mud. So that's the tire we're going to go with. And body-wise, we're going to go through the customization a little bit, but I'm not sure what all we're going to stick with. I think I'm going to go that route in terms of front bumpers. Rear bumpers, I think I'm actually going to just take it off. And cage-wise, those look good. Those look good. But we got to do cut fenders. I mean, if we're going to do an XJ, it's gonna most likely have cut fenders anyway. Is that, like, scooted a little too far back? It looks weird. It looks weird. I don't think I'm going to run it because it looks a little bit too, like, scooted to the rear of the rocker. Now, roof lights, there's a lot of cool stuff we could do. I think I'm actually going to do these spotlights. I was originally going to do the light bar, and then I was like, I'll go a little old school. We'll throw a snorkel on there, and spare wheel holder. I think, actually, I might do it. Yeah, I might do it. Exhaust pipe. I'm not going to stack it. And then, let's see. Windshield protection, no. Jack, yes. Puts it up on the side. Yes, definitely need our high lift. Winch, let's see how that... oh, that looks good. And front lights... I wouldn't mind a light bar on the front. It doesn't look terrible. We'll do the white headlights as well. Oh god, I can't see. Repair pack, front bumper. Okay, yeah, that's back to square one now. And I think we're good to go. This will definitely be an interesting rig to try out. All right, let's go ahead and apply all mods, and let's take it to one of our favorite test maps, which is Woodlands. And I may even take it to a custom map. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if a custom map works for me. Let me see if my favorites are still here. Actually, Park for All. That might be good. Silvertown, Proper Mud Pits, Twisted Mountain. I'm not sure if it's like... let's just see what Park for All does. Now, I'm sure he's added a lot of stuff to this map since the last time we were here, because the last time we were here was a while ago, so there will definitely be some good obstacles for our little XJ to try while we're here. But at the same time, I definitely think it'll be a bit of a challenge. It'll be a bit of a challenge for sure. So a lot of the runs here are made for big vehicles, but sometimes having a smaller vehicle and a smaller tire can be of advantage to you, because then you don't have as much like mass and weight to manage. So there's a lot of little things that go back and forth that determine whether or not a vehicle is going to be really, really good. But I think once it finally loads, because he's put a lot of stuff on this map, once it finally loads, I think our little XJ is going to have a pretty good time. Now, as we're waiting on this map to load, I just want to thank you guys for all the support on the last Off-Road Outlaws video. It was definitely clear to me that a lot of you guys enjoyed it, and a lot of you guys are really enjoying this this update. So I'll definitely be mixing a little bit more Off-Road Outlaws content in with, of course, the SnowRunner content, which also thank you guys for all the support on the SnowRunner content and the SnowRunner streams. That has been, all of that has been absolutely amazing and absolutely incredible. So I want to say a personal thank you to you guys while we wait for this map to load, because without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. So thank you guys so much. But it looks like we're about to load into the game here, adding mud. I don't know how long it takes to... Oh, and here we go. So I haven't been on this map in a while, which means sometimes that causes the frame rates to suffer a bit. And when the frame rate starts to suffer, yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing. The rain doesn't help either. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, God. Jeez. It's almost like he's added... Ow! It's almost like he's added too much. And normally I would never be the person to say that you added too much to a map, but I feel like it's hard for the... Whoa! It's hard for the game to keep up at this point. And I'm sure it's probably also due a little bit to the, oh, there it goes. I guess I had to just load everything in. But it's also probably due a little bit to the Android emulator that I'm using to run this on my PC. But with that being said, let's attempt a little trail and see what this XJ can do. Creep up to it, lock everything, and start trail, go! I can get behind that. That thing did really well. Not bad. 14 seconds. I'm okay with that. I mean, honestly, it's probably not the fastest thing in the world ever, but hey, she worked. Oh, geez. This is super short. The record is 5.9 seconds. Every time I come to this map, he's added new trails. No! Oh, man, I gotta remember to stick to the right, then. Little backflip never hurt anybody, right? All right, let's try that one more time. And launch! Not bad. 10.4 seconds. I'm okay with that. I am A-okay with that. It's a good little rig. Honestly, like, there really isn't anything about this rig that I can complain about. I think at the end of the day, if you haven't built yourself an XJ in Off-Road Outlaws, you definitely should, because it's absolutely 100% worth it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss a video, and I'll see you guys next time.